My ice has melted. And now my drink is ruined. Who are these guests that wish to see me so badly? Okay, come forward. Come.
All right, it's time. Remember, all you have to do is get him to turn his back to you, then snatch his crown. You're a non-Wonderlandian, so he'll be helpless to stop you with his magic. Then, just hold it high and call Christine's name, and Christine will take care of the rest. What about all the guards? No need to worry. Remember the sacred law. He or she who wears the crown is the king or queen of Wonderland. They wouldn't dare touch you once Christine plops it on Krollien's head. Remember to curtsy, be polite, laugh at his jokes, flatter the crap out of him, and under no circumstances, even if the Red King himself orders you to, do not take off your mask, or he'll have you both arrested before you can even say trick or treat. I don't know why you would yell that while you're being arrested, but you wouldn't even have time to say that. That's how fast it would be.
Your Highness, may I present to you Lord Sinclair and his niece, Lady Alice, from the outer nation of Simula Accra. Honored to make your acquaintance, your kingliness. You are so much more muchier than I expected, your graceness. Charmed, I'm sure. This nation that you hail from, Simula Accra, was it? I am afraid that it does not ring any bells. Where is it exactly? Yes, my niece is right. It is among the snow-capped mountains to the north. Very, very far from here. But the stars are quite beautiful at night so far from the kingdom, your lordliness. It amazes me just how vast my kingdom truly is sometimes. Come, sit, you two, sit. Krollien, run along and fetch us some drinks. Something red for me and you two. Oh, well, I wouldn't mind a great big cup of that mulled cherry tea I heard tell of earlier. You know, I just love tea. Sometimes it's all I can ever... Oh, on second thought, we'll just have whatever you're having. A very wise choice. Well, Krollien? Chop chop. The only part of you I see moving is the ticking of the minute and hour hands jutting from the nose of your mask. Make haste, before your incessant tapping with your toe kills my grass. Yes, my lord. I will return shortly. Oh, I'm already running late, I just know it.
Well, how do you like the king? Yeah, he's kind of an acquired taste, like black tea or moldy cheese. He loves flattery, though, and takes a liking to those he finds interesting. Can you stand on your head?
You know, I simply must say, you two, that your masks are quite exquisite. I like those who aren't afraid to stand out. Are they real diamonds? They are? Yes, of course they are. Nothing but the best for me and my niece, after all, because, you know, we're rich and noble. There wasn't a chance in all chance that we would show up to the biggest party in the kingdom without looking our best. Yes, I simply must say that these masks of yours do carry a certain magic about them. Magic? Your dominance-ness? Oh, yes. Can't you tell? Oh, well, we have no idea what you're... The diamonds. The diamonds are simply magical to look at. They cause your faces to twinkle like the stars in the sky. No doubt a reference to your snowy homeland, I'm sure. Is it the glittering of the snow in the sunlight, or the twinkling of the countless stars at night? Oh, the diamonds! Yes, of course, the diamonds! Yes, they sure are shiny, aren't they? Indeed. Although I must say, I couldn't help but notice the ghastly blue color of your roses and how they mar your costumes. If you would like, I could have the little blue curs painted for you. Red truly is the finest color, is it not? As you can tell, my garden is permeated with them, and the ones that dare to grow as any other color are rectified with some simple red paint. The bushes that continue to defy me are ripped up and burned, of course. Your drinks, my king, as you requested. Ah, Krollien, there you are. Right on time. On time? You mean it, my lord? Oh, I don't know, Krollien. You know that I never look at the time. That's what I have you for. Oh. We need to come up with a way for the king to turn his back to us so you can snatch that crown. You're right. I think I have an idea. Follow my lead. You know, my, close to godliness, I really must say that your crown is even more magnificent in person. The paintings do not do it justice. So I've heard. I had it custom made specifically for my rule. My mother's old crown simply would not do. Not big enough, not gold enough, not me enough. I could not agree more. I have heard tell that the wearable work of art never leaves your head, in fact, that you are so mighty and distinguished to even wear it while you sleep. Is this true, your benevolence? Well, I do not know about while I am sleeping. But what is a king without his crown, Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself, your wiseness. In fact, word in the outer kingdoms is that your grandness, your magnificence, your majesticness is so great that it would simply not do to wear only a single crown, and that you have in fact a second, smaller crown hidden beneath this one. Isn't that right, Alice, dear? Is that what they say? Oh, yes, your crimsonness. Some even go so far as to say a third one, made of pure gemstones, rest underneath it all, and that, were you ever to reveal it, the entire kingdom would fall to their knees and weep from the sheer beauty of it. What do you say to that, my lord? Pure peasant poppycock. Well, I myself do not believe that. What about you, Alice? Oh, yes. How should someone of your glory, the greatest king in all of Wonderland's long and storied history, ever have to settle for only a single crown? No, I believe the rumored second crown lurks just beneath this one. Sir Sinclair and Lady Alice, I assure you that were I ever to take off this crown, the only sight to behold would be my alabaster hair, and you wouldn't want to see the top of my head. My hair is just plain and white, so boring. Oh, now you are playing a classic All Hallows Eve trick on us, sire. We have gotten plenty of treats at your masquerade tonight, and now you are giving us a trick, huh? My niece knows a trick when she sees one. Me? Play a trick at my own All Hallows Eve party? Unheard of. Huh, I couldn't have said it better myself, Alice. The only thing unheard of here is you failing to throw an absolutely fantastic All Hallows Eve party every year, your tallness. You and your uncle are very wise indeed, Alice. All right, then. If I were to take my crown from atop my head and reveal to you all the lush, white, barren hair of my cranium, would that assuage your curiosity and dash these mythical Matryoshka crown fantasies once and for all? Oh, yes. I'd even be willing to bet all of the diamonds on both of our masks that there is a second crown under there. At least one more crown, I swear it. My king, I don't know if that would be... Oh, hush now, Krollien. These are my guests. Go be a fuddy-duddy somewhere else. Why don't you go time how long it takes for one of the fire spitters to burn their eyebrows off again or something? Yes, your highness. In that case, I bid you farewell. My lord, my lady. Now, pay attention, for I shall only do this once, and after this we can see to the matter of picking all those diamonds off of that mask of yours. As if I actually needed them. Oh, we shall see your richness, and no need to worry. Once will be more than enough. Ah, there we are. See? Nothing but my long, ivory, silken hair. My goodness, I do not believe it! And you are sure that you do not have some kind of invisibility spell placed upon it, for fear of blinding me with its greatness, your craftiness? I can handle it, I swear. Alice, come in closer, have a look, won't you? The only magic at work here, my good sir, is that of your own imaginations. See? Nothing. And although it is so very robust, your crown appears to be in fact quite light, the way it sits so nonchalantly on your leg like that. The man who made it must have been very talented indeed. Well, it simply wouldn't do to be wearing something as heavy as an ingot upon my head at all hours of the day, now would it? And yes, he was. I see. Well, it would seem that Alice and I have some explaining to do back home in Simula Accra. I must concede defeat to you, your victoriousness. You will learn very quickly, Sir Sinclair, that I never lose, for I make the rules. What an utter delight this has been, though. You two simply must come hunting with me tomorrow, I insist. We take the hounds out on horseback in the morning to hunt for rabbits and boar. Sometimes, if we cannot find any suitable game, we have the hounds chase Krollien for the sport of it. Well now, that does sound tempting, doesn't it, Alice? We just might have to take you up on... Wait. Is that Baroness Bologna of the Kingdom of Wits End trying to play croquet with one of the skeleton decorations? Oh, curse that woman. She's too strong for her own good. Where? Human, now! What? What are you... How dare you? Christine, we've got it! Quickly! Christine! Christine? Red pawns, seize them! Ooh, ow, ow, careful with my kettle elbow. On their knees, now! Do what he says. Your uncle is right, girl. These aren't ordinary guards. They're enchanted suits of armor. There's no use in trying to fight my red pawns. Pawns, take off their masks. I want to look these traitors in the eyes. What? Krollien? It can't be. How did you... this isn't my washroom. Sorry, I must have wandered into here by accident. My mistake. Simple mistake, really. If you just let me go, I'll go ahead and find my own way out. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, never mind. Or I'll just stay right here. I'm not in a hurry. I was just starting to enjoy the cool dew of the grass soaking through the knees of my pants anyway. I thought I'd never see your face again after I banished you to the outer reaches of the Gloom Hollow woods. Yeah, funny how that works out, huh? Indeed. A mistake I will not make again. Off with his head. No! How else will I wear my hats? And you? Who are you? On second thought, the name of an insect is of little importance to me. Now I compel you to give me back my crown. Now. I said, with my birthright, I compel your very body, the very life essence of Wonderland that flows through your veins, to give me back my crown now! What? What do you mean my magic won't work on you? She's a human. Impossible. There are no more humans in Wonderland. There haven't been for an age. Perhaps. But she's not from Wonderland. What? You're a non-Wonderlandian? How could that be? You could not have simply fallen down a rabbit hole all the way here or appeared out of thin air. And yet... my magic has zero effect on you. How came you to my Wonderland, human? Yeah, we're still trying to figure that part out. Whatever. It matters not. And here I was beginning to take a liking to you and your quick wit, Alice. No matter. Off with her head, too. What? No! No, please! I cannot wear a hat on just a neck stump! I'll look so stupid without a head! And wouldn't it spoil the party to kill two of your own guests? Uninvited guests. Oh, rats, he got me on that one. But our bodies will stink up the whole party after we die. Then what will you do with us? Why, I'll string you both up and drain the blood from your bodies to feed my rose garden. How else do you think I grow such vibrant red roses? No, I don't want to be flower food. Stop. Say again, girl. Oh, yes, she's right. This is a party, isn't it? So why not make a game out of our capture? We could be a part of the entertainment. What better performance at an All Hallows Eve party than one that could end in blood, eh? This idea intrigues me. What sort of game did you have in mind? Certainly none that would require my red pawns to let you two go, of course. No, not at all, your malevolence. I propose, how about we compete to see who can make a cup of tea the fastest? Oh, yes, what the human said. Riddles. That was my second idea. Wait, why riddles? Oh, you are right. What better man to play a game of riddles than a madman? We propose, my lord, a game of riddles. A game of riddles, you say? I do love a good riddle. Very well. People are already watching this little spectacle you've made. Why not give them a reason to watch? My guest, these interlopers wish to challenge me to a game of riddles. Now, let us not count them out just yet. This is an All Hallows Eve party after all. If they wish to put on a bloody show for us tonight, then I am more than happy to bloodily oblige. Now, who will be your champion? I will, your loomingness. And your terms? Oh, if you win, I must grant you both one wish each. A bold demand indeed, human. Done. And when I win, you two will both be made examples of. I shall have you both executed at the end of my speech tonight. Do we have an agreement? We have a deal, then. Pawns, stand the madman up. The human stays kneeling. Don't worry, I've got this. Ow, 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 I'm standing. Careful, I bruise like a banana. All right, then, Krollien. I will allow you to make the first move. We shall take turns, presenting each other with a riddle of our own choosing. When one can no longer respond with a correct answer within the allotted time, then our game will draw to its bloody conclusion, and the winner shall take their prize. Deal? Very well, then, Your Highness. Deal. Good. Begin. All right. What has to be broken before you can use it? Ha! Really now, Krollien, taking it easy on me? The answer is an egg. The more of this there is, the less you see. What is it? Oh, I know this one. Darkness. Not bad, but even a child could have solved that one. Next. What word becomes shorter when you add letters to it? You attempt to mislead me, but the answer is the word short. My turn. If you drop me, I am sure to crack, but give me a smile and I'll always smile back. What am I? Oh, smile. You have to crack it. A mirror. All right, my turn again. A man looks at a painting and says, "Brothers and sisters I have none, but that man's father is my father's son." Who is in the painting? I am not familiar with this one. Painting, brothers, sister, father, my father's son. Well, shut up! Father of my father's son. It is the man looking at the painting, the man telling the riddle. That is the answer. What does one love more than life? Hate more than death or mortal strife? That which contented men desire, the poor have, the rich require. The miser spends, the spendthrift saves, and all beings carry to their graves. Oh, more life, hate more than death, the rich require it. Miser, spendthrift, what are you carrying to your graves? Oh, this is a good one. I've never heard this one. Well, do you concede defeat yet again, Sir Sinclair? Shush. Men desire, the poor have, the rich require, and the hate more than life and death, mortal strife. There's nothing it could be. I don't. Wait. Aha! That's it! Nothing! That's the answer! The answer is nothing! Fine then. Give me your final riddle, and then I will see if I can truly trump you with mine. Thank you, human. All right. I turn once, and what is out will not go in. I turn again, and what is in will not get out. What am I? I turn once, and what is out will not go in, but turn again, and what is in will not go out? This riddle is folly. This riddle has no answer. Does the Red King admit defeat? I am never defeated. Let me think. Turn in, but if you turn it again, it can't come out. Wait, I know this one. Your father once told this story to me as a boy when he was still the royal hatter of the kingdom. The answer is a key. Fiddlesticks. I didn't think he'd remember that one. Thanks, Dad. Now it is my final turn. How is a raven like a writing desk? What? You heard me. How is a raven like a writing desk? No, it can't be. The writing desk. How can a raven be like a writing desk? Oh, come on, please think. How could the raven... Oh... I'm trying, human, but you know I don't know this one. This is the riddle, the one that plagues me, the one that I have never been able to solve. Do you believe in me? Okay, I will try then. You're right. I can do this. I just have to clear my mind for once and focus. Okay, let's think about this piece by piece then. It's not the quills, it's the pen. You turn the quill into the pen. No, that's not it. They both make notes, maybe. Ravens can speak. No, the color black. Could a writing desk drink tea? No, doubtful. Oh, I wish I had a cup of tea right now. No, focus. The writing desk, the notes, the paper, scrawling, the claws. Oh, this is impossible. How could a raven ever be like a writing desk? Well, shall I tell my pawns to ready the axes for you and your human friend? Wait. They're not alike. That's it. What's it? That's it. The answer. That is it. The answer is that a raven is not like a writing desk. The riddle isn't meant to challenge you in figuring out how the two are alike. It is meant to mislead you into believing that they are. It's designed to steer you away from the actual correct answer, which is that they are not alike in the slightest. I did it. I solved the riddle. That's it. No, it can't be. You were never supposed to answer that damned riddle. The Red Bishop assured me. Wait. It was you? I always had my suspicions, but you and the Red Bishop, that foul sorcerer, put that worm in my ear? Of course I was, you idiot. I had to give you something to hang on to, some kind of false hope to anchor your insanity and prevent you from ever regaining your mind. If you believed that all you had to do to get it back was solve some stupid riddle, then that meant that you would stay mad forever so long as the riddle had no answer. What, human? Then what about the marble that's supposed to hold Krollien's mind? What marble? There is no marble. Never mind that for now. We'll get to the bottom of every way you've wronged Wonderland and its people soon enough, Sylas. For now, we won. Which means
that Christine will be taking this.
No, my crown! Christine, you made it!
Where was Christine? Sorry, Christine got a little hung up.
Oh, it matters not now. The human and I always trusted you, Christine. We did it! Quickly, hand me the crown, and with it, we can force Sylas to return the magic of Wonderland back to its people. There will be life and light and happiness again. The Red King's tyranny will finally be at an end. You will pay for what you did to me and to all those you have misled, cheated, and manipulated during your reign. How dare you, you insolent worm!
Indeed, Krollien, Wonderland will change. You two played your parts splendidly. Christine always knew that, when it came down to it, you'd win at a game of riddles. After all, what better person to play a riddling game with than a madman whose entire life is a riddle? Of course, King Sylas tried to cheat, just like Christine knew he would. But the human had just enough kind, pure-hearted faith in you to finally help you answer that false riddle and acquire the key to unlocking your mind once again.
Wait. What?
Finally. It's a lot heavier than Christine expected.
Christine, what are you doing?
Whatever. It's a small inconvenience compared to the burden of being queen.
Christine?
There we are. The crown is a perfect fit, just as Christine expected it to be. Almost like it was made for Christine. Oh, wait. It was!
Christine, what are you doing? This wasn't a part of the plan.
Oh, but it was, Krollien. You and the human just didn't know it. That's all. Now, as the new Queen of Wonderland, in front of the hundreds of people in attendance tonight, Christine's first command shall be to have the red pawns execute the former king.
What? Christine, what are you saying? No, you can't do this. I am your king. I command you to halt. Halt!
Not anymore, Sylas.
No. Please, you cannot do this. We had an accord. I granted you clemency. No. Curse you, you blasted cat. You foul creature of illusion and lies. I should have killed you along with the rest of your woodland kind after the great culling. Wonderland is mine. Its magic is mine. You shall never have it. I will always be Wonderland's one and true king. No! I don't understand. After everything you did for me, why would you betray me like...
Oh, Sylas. Sylas. Anyone can betray anyone. You, of all people, should have known that. Now, where was Christine? Oh, right! Red Pawns, seize the Mad Hatter and his human friend.
Hey, Christine! I don't understand. Why are you doing this? We were never meant to kill the Red King. How could you? And what did he mean by after everything you did for me? What did you do for him?
Well, Christine's not the type of cat to plot and tell, but Christine supposes you've both been through quite a lot tonight, and you two were the linchpin to the success of Christine's grand plan. All right, Christine supposes she can tell you, but before Christine does... Honored guests, unless any of you wish to join your former king by way of impalement, decapitation, disembowelment, or good old-fashioned exsanguination, then Christine, your new queen, suggests you all leave. Now. Oh, no. Well, now that we're alone, save for these tin cans, of course, Christine can be candid. Christine has been planning this night for a very long time. Ever since Sylas was still a young boy, ever since your father, Krollien, Siegfried, was still the royal hatter, ever since the Black Queen, Ilsinia, was still in power. You see, young Sylas knew that, due to his mother's impeccable health and her magically extended lifespan, as is usually the case when all the magic in Wonderland flows through you like an ocean through a straw on a daily basis, it would be a great many years before he would get to see his reign begin. You see, the day the civil war between the woodland people and the ever-expanding city folk that killed off all of the Wonderlandian humans finally ended with the signing of the treaty, a seed of darkness had begun to sprout within young Sylas. He saw his mother's refusal to strike back and subjugate the wooden lands of the forest people, and her willingness to sign a treaty with them instead, despite the fact that the city people had already decimated nearly half the wooden kingdom, as a weakness. He believed that, in time, her weakness would not only be her own undoing, but the entire kingdom's as well. As ties with the woodland realm and the city-goers reforged under her rule, the darkness within Sylas only grew larger and larger, until Christine saw in him an opportunity. She proposed that, if his mother would not do what was needed to be done, then he would have to be the one to do it. But how? He could not simply overthrow his mother. That would be treason. So Christine proposed a scapegoat. Among the forest dwellers still lingered a small splintered group who hated the royal kingdom for the forests they'd burned and razed during the Civil War. From them, Christine made arrangements for an assassin that would infiltrate the kingdom and poison the Black Queen. When Christine returned to tell the young Prince Sylas the news, he was ecstatic. Yet, we could not be too hasty. We had to wait for just the right time, when the assassin could pass undetected and deliver the poison without suspicion. A time like the annual All Hallows Eve masquerade party! And so, we waited. The night of the party, Sylas arranged for a disguise and a fake invitation for the assassin. The assassin provided a poison that would be strong enough to kill the Black Queen, made from some very special flowers. It would be almost all but undetectable when ingested. Almost. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, much like Christine did with you two tonight, Christine provided the assassin with a mask and enchanted with a glamour that would hide his animal features. Once inside, the assassin posed as a waiter and administered the poison to the queen's drink as promised. She was dead within the hour. While Christine helped the assassin escape, Sylas arrived just in time to feign panic and despair at the sudden and unexpected death of his mother. Of course Christine helped Sylas to assassinate the Black Queen, human. Did you really think that pompous idiot could have come up with such a clever plot on his own? Oh, but why do it, you ask? Patience, dear human. We're getting to that part. Besides, it's not like either of you two are going anywhere. Anyway, phase 1 of Christine's plan had officially gone off without a hitch. Now it was time for phase 2. It was time for Christine to craft Sylas into the ultimate tool that would eventually bring about her reign. In the days that followed after, while the kingdom was still in mourning and the soon-to-be new King Sylas was secretly preening his feathers in his royal chambers, Christine returned and began forming a new plan with him. Now that the Black Queen was out of the picture, Sylas could finally do what she could not. He could finally wipe the woodland people off the map for what they had done to the kingdom 5 years prior, and we now had the perfect excuse to declare war against them too. Remember that poison Christine had mentioned? It's called Golden Afternoon Poison, and is made from the blood of the singing flower deep within the wooded realm. It is all but undetectable, except when exposed to the singing of other singing flowers, which causes the body of the deceased to lightly hum with the faint, ghostly hymn of singing flowers past. We had it. Indisputable proof that the woodland folk had broken the treaty and assassinated the Black Queen. But before war could be declared, Christine posed Sylas with a very important question. Did he really have the heart to do what needed to be done? To lay waste to the entirety of the woodland realm without discrimination or hesitation? Did he have the strength, or would he relent to the same weakness that controlled his mother? Christine didn't think so. So, she presented him with an idea that would forever transform him into the cold-hearted ruler that she knew him to be. That was where you come in, Krollien.
What?
Christine presented Sylas with a plan. He would need to be ruthless, heartless, if he were to succeed where his mother had failed. So, Christine proposed that he remove his heart altogether. So, harnessing the ocean of magic that flowed through him, Sylas delved into his own chest and ripped out his heart, preserving his very essence within it. How did ripping his own heart out not kill him? An excellent question, little human. You see, normally it would have, if he were anyone else. But the royal bloodline of Wonderland has a gift bestowed upon them by the ancients, Thea and Hyperion. This gift allows all of the magic in all of Wonderland to pass through them like a well. This act balances and cleanses the magic so that it may never slip too close to darkness or light. This was a great burden the first royals of Wonderland took upon themselves. But, in repayment, the power that it granted them made them unto gods practically. This trait has been passed down through their bloodline over the ages, and was officially passed to Sylas when he became king. So, if Sylas forced all the magic that now flowed through him down into his heart, then it no longer mattered where the heart was. His essence, still tethered to the beating organ, allowed his physical form to persist, despite the fact that he was now only an empty shell. The plan worked swimmingly. He had lost all ability to feel empathy, compassion, sympathy, or sadness. All those silly, useless emotions. Christine informed him that it simply wouldn't do to just leave the heart lying around, though. He had to keep it close, safe, for it was now not only the source of his greatest strength, but his greatest weakness as well. For whoever controlled the heart now held all the magic in Wonderland. Christine must say, you did a wonderful job, too. You were so honored to be making the soon-to-be king his very own crown that you didn't even stop to ask why he wanted a large, almond-shaped socket built into the underside of it?
No,
After that, Sylas tied up all those loose ends by having the royal wizard, the Red Bishop, place a spell on you to destroy your mind. He planted that answerless riddle about the raven and the writing desk in your brain with some pretty impressively foul magic in order to scramble all of your memories. No one could know about the heart, besides Christine, of course. We were besties back then.
You had the Red King do this to me?
Christine? Oh no, Christine had nothing to do with that. That was all Sylas's own doing. Think of it as a bit of a byproduct of his newfound heartlessness. Anyway, now that the king had been totally rendered incapable of feeling bad about literally anything, he declared war on the forest people and their lands, and led a systematic purge of every single one of them, all in the name of avenging dear old departed mummy. Oh, very observant human. Like you said, Sylas certainly should have killed Christine, since she too was one of the forest people. But how could he kill little old Christine after all she'd done to put him on the throne and enact his bloody vengeance? So, after the Great Calling ended and the now Red King Sylas agreed to grant Christine clemency and vowed to keep her powers free and flowing, despite the new laws he begun planning that would start restricting the magic of the people so he could Keep them in line, he called it. Christine would get to walk away scot-free, so long as she agreed never to show her face in the kingdom again. With that, Christine and Sylas took a vow of secrecy, and Christine floated on her merry way. But, of course, as you two now know, Christine's plan was not over just yet. Phase 3 was torture. Christine knew that all she had to do was wait until just the right opportunity presented itself to dispose of Sylas and steal the crown and his heart for herself. But Christine hates waiting. In the meantime, Christine knew that Sylas was going to start shutting off the faucet on all the magic to Wonderland. But goodness, she had no idea he would make everything so bleh. Wonderland got so great and so boring. It was agony. But Christine had to endure. And then, like something straight out of a fairy tale, you came along, human. Oh, did Christine bring you here? Nope. Christine has no idea how you got here. And to be honest, she really doesn't care. All that mattered to Christine is that you were a non-Wonderlandian, someone who could be completely unaffected by the choking off of the magic in our world. How perfect. You can't write stories this good. All Christine had to do was gain your trust, and she knew you'd be eating out of the palm of her paw if it meant you thought that it would lead you to going back home. With you here, Christine finally had all of the pieces in place on the chessboard that she'd need to put Sylas in check and mate. You see, before you arrived, Christine had found Krollien muddling around, half-starved and severely dehydrated in what used to be called the Tulgey Woods before the Great Calling. Christine led him to safety and sowed the idea in him that the king had placed his mind into a marble, and that all he had to do to restore his mind was get it back. She also convinced him, and eventually you human, that there was some dumb sacred law or whatever that he or she who wears the crown is the king or queen of Wonderland, or whatever. But that's not true at all, of course. It's not the crown that holds all the magic. It's the royal who wears it. It was just a convenient deception to explain why we needed it so badly without literally telling you both that the king's still beating heart is in the crown. Over time, as Christine spent more and more time with Krollien though, things began to change. Christine grew content living with Krollien, and she enjoyed his mad humor and newfound jovial disposition deeply. She realized, almost too late, that she was actually deeply in love with the tea-obsessed fool, and was growing happier and happier just to live her life with Krollien, traveling around in our little hatter cart and making new and exotic teas. She actually began to forget about her grand plot. Thankfully, you came along just in time to remind Christine of her true motivation, human. To finally be queen and to mold Wonderland in her image. Talk about a close one, huh? Next, Christine snuck you both into the party, where she told you that if you took the crown from Sylas, you'd be able to strike a deal with him, and we'd all walk out holding hands and singing spooky scary skeletons as though he wouldn't immediately turn around and have you both beheaded for treason. Oh, no, don't look so sad. You both did great. Krollien, honey, you were way more charming and witty than Christine had ever expected you would be. And human, you were incredibly resourceful and cunning under pressure. Well done. Yes, Christine allowed you both to get caught instead of grabbing the crown right then and there. But that was only because Christine knew she could only really steal away the crown when Sylas had let down all of his defenses. That's all. Plus, Christine needed to make his death a spectacle, and when you two challenged him to a game of riddles, she knew he'd encourage everyone at the party to come and witness him outsmart you both. The man is a peacock, after all. Well, was. And what better night to kill the Red King than on the same night that Christine helped him kill his own mother, the Black Queen Ilsinia, all those years ago. Sometimes Christine surprises herself.
Christine, I love you too. I always have from the moment I met you, but why? Why do all of this? Why all the treachery? The blood? Why, Christine?
Why? Because people need to be reminded how to smile. That's why. Ever since the death of the ancients thousands of years ago, ever since the age of terror of the Jabberwocky, ever since the Great King was banished to the Outer Lands, ever since the desolation of the Old Kingdom of Memorial, ever since the unrest that led to the Civil War all those years ago, ever since the dawn of Wonderland itself, people smile less and less. Christine loves smiling. Christine needs smiling. Ever since Christine was born, all she's ever wanted was to make people smile. Christine played pranks, told stories, spread jokes, played with entire generations of children. But people slowly wanted to smile less and less. Christine couldn't understand it. Smiling is so easy, and it's so fun. How do people simply forget how to smile? How does anyone remotely not enjoy smiling? Sure, terrible things happen, but isn't it always better to grin and bear it? Christine couldn't decide if she was mad or if they all were. No, they had to be. Christine is the only sane one here anymore. Order? Chaos? Bliss? Pain? What's the difference? So, Christine decided one day that if nobody wanted to smile anymore, then Christine would simply have to make them. Oh, monster. How could you say that, human? All Christine wants to do is bring joy back to Wonderland. How could there be anything more noble than the pursuit of a smile, You'll see. You'll all see. With all the magic in Wonderland finally at Christine's disposal, they won't have a choice. Huh? But won't Christine be unable to control the magic of Wonderland since it only flows through those of noble blood and Christine just killed the king? Don't you get it, human? Christine had the king put his literal beating heart inside his crown, with all the magic of Wonderland flowing through it, and not him. It doesn't matter if Christine is royalty or not. That was Christine's plan all along. The immense magical power flowing through the heart will keep it alive and pumping forever. Sylas was always disposable, and now with him gone, the royal bloodline has been ended, leaving Christine as the one and only being in all of Wonderland capable of controlling its magic. Christine will use this power to force everyone to smile all the time. They'll smile while they work, while they eat, while they sleep, while they fight and bicker amongst each other. They'll smile while they're happy, while they're sad, while they're angry, while they're afraid, while they go to war and kill each other. They'll even smile when they're dead. They'll smile so hard their lips will crack and the corners of their mouth will split open. Everyone's smile will be as wide as Christine's once again. And with Christine's already longer woodland folk lifespan now being extended by the very magic of Wonderland itself, forevermore. Except you two. What is Christine going to do with the two of you, you ask? Well, you, human, will never see the light of day, or in this case, night ever again. You will be locked away in the Rose Dungeon for the rest of your days until you eventually wither away and die, like a flower locked away from the light of the sun. Christine may not understand poetry, but that's pretty darn poetic, don't you think? why not just let you go back home so that you'll be out of Christine's way and we both get what we want? Oh, human. Poor, naive, lost little human. Because Christine knows that you'd never go back home willingly after all of this. You're too pure for that. You so willingly sprung into action to help Wonderland when you first got here, despite Wonderland not being your own world. You'd try to stay behind and then come back to strike Christine down and end Christine's reign of terror, as you so rudely put it earlier. No, better to keep you close where Christine can keep an eye on you. Why is it called the Rose Dungeon? Oh, that's because at the start of his rule, Sylas had the dungeon laced with his special blood roses. The roses and their thorn-covered vines grow along the bars, up the walls, across the ceiling, and around the corners of the floor. As you eventually keep pricking yourself on the thorns, the vines soak up all the blood, causing the plants to grow and grow until eventually they close in around you, killing you via death by 1,000 cuts. Basically, your own agony and torture quite literally feeds your prison and hastens your death. But don't worry. Christine will give you the cell with the least blood roses on it. That way, you should last much longer than the usual prisoner. You might even be lucky enough to die of malnourishment instead.
That's not fair, Christine. The human agreed to help us. I gave her my word. We gave her our word that we would send her home.
Actually, Krollien, Christine believes that you were the one who said that you would send the human back to her world, not Christine. You see, dearest, it takes all the running you can do just to keep in the same place. All that Christine promised is that she would take the human to someone who had the ability to do so. And Christine has done just that. Oh, you may call it nonsense if you like, human, but Christine has heard nonsense, compared with which that would be as sensible as a dictionary. Now that you know what Christine will do with you, you want to know what Christine will do with Krollien? Oh, how sweet. You're actually worried about him. There's no need to fret, though, for Krollien will be Christine's king. You know, Christine meant what she said earlier. Christine really does love you, Krollien. She always has. Christine doesn't want to hurt you. You will be Christine's betrothed, and although you'll only be king by title and have no real power yourself, you'll get to be by Christine's side always. And Christine will make you smile, not with magic, but with her love. And if you behave, Christine won't have to take your mind away with that dark spell again. Besides, you're so much cuter when you're angry.
No. No. Christine, please don't do this. You can't.
Christine can see that you're going to make this difficult. Don't worry, Christine's love. You will learn. Pons, take him away and get him cleaned up. Christine and her husband must prepare for their official coronation tomorrow.
No, please. Christine, don't do this, please. I love you, Christine. You can't do this to me. No.
The things Christine does for love. Well, all's well that ends well, right, human? After the coronation tomorrow, Christine will use the magic heart of the crown of Wonderland to compel everyone to smile, whether they like it or not. Oh, can you just picture it, human? In a few months, Christine and Krollien will hold their royal wedding and everyone will be smiling. You can even come if you want. After all, Christine really couldn't have done any of this without you. Although, you'll probably be restrained and gagged so you don't interrupt our ceremony. Now, before Christine has you carried off to the Rose Dungeon so you can start getting familiar with your new home, Christine wants to know, now can she finally get that great, big, toothy, wide-mouthed smile you promised her? Miss, are you okay? Christine got up to go make you and Master some coffee since you were looking a little tired earlier. And when she got back to the study, you had fallen asleep on the couch. Where's Master Krollien? Oh, he got up to go get some more books from the castle library. Christine would like to express to you again that it really means a lot that you are willing to help her and her master look for more answers about the Black Nyght-N-Gale and her experiments. We still have no idea what any of what we found in Lady Alcinia's locked trunk means, but your help has been pivotal in helping us find answers. Are you sure you're okay though, miss? You look really sweaty. Are you getting a fever? Hold still. Christine will check. Oh, you had a nightmare? Aw, Christine is so sorry, human. If it makes you feel better, Christine gets nightmares sometimes too. Believe it or not, even with Master Krollien by her side all the time, Christine gets the odd nightmare every once in a while. Do you want to know what Christine does when she's had a particularly bad dream? Well, whenever Christine wakes up from a really bad nightmare, she stands up, splashes some cold water in her face, looks in the mirror, and gives herself a wide-toothy, reassuring smile. So what do you say? Can Miss give Christine a great big smile? What's wrong, Miss? Was it something Christine said?